This from Blog Mickey. Rumor, Liberty Belle Riverboat to be dismantled. Now, if you've followed our coverage here on That Park Place, you know that we have reported on this rumor before. Now we might have a little bit more evidence that that's exactly what is happening here. Because that was July 11th, this August 4th. Liberty Belle Riverboat finally moved to Backstage Service Marina. Future remains uncertain. Not good. According to blogmickey.com sources, the Liberty Belle Riverboat has been finally moved back to a backstage marina. The riverboat has been staged just behind Big Thunder Mountain Railroad for weeks, but it was moved very recently. Here's what we know. The Liberty Belle Riverboat was moved to a service marina yesterday. This finally moves the riverboat from a temporary backstage staging area to a service marina along the shores of Bay Lake. At this time, Walt Disney World has not made any statements about the future of this storied watercraft, and they have not returned multiple requests for information. It closed permanently on July 7th. Liberty Belle Riverboat was moved to a backstage service canal behind Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at that time, and that's where it's sat for the past few weeks, with crews only recently preparing it to be moved. The riverboat was present in the backstage service canal on Saturday, but it is no longer there as of this morning, according to sources. The Liberty Belle Riverboat is currently docked in a backstage service marina connecting to Bay Lake. It is this service marina where all Magic Kingdom area watercraft are maintained. And there's a dry dock. We're told that it's currently in use and that the riverboat is still in the water. So you can see right here, this is kind of where it was staged for a good period of time. Now we happen to, and you can see right here from more photos from BioReconstruct, you can see that there was some speculation that maybe they would actually service it here. Behind Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Magic Kingdom. Apparently that's not the case. And if you know your history on this whole thing, you'll know that back in 2020, they actually did move the Liberty Belle over to this kind of backstage area around Bay Lake before, when they heavily refurbished the Rivers of America and the Liberty Belle itself. That's kind of an operation because this doesn't have a rudder. It's not like you can kind of pilot it over there. It has to be tugged over there. As Drew the Disney Dude has shared on his Twitter account before, a video from Disney themselves actually transporting them back, and I believe that's in this montage I'm going to put on screen right now. Guys, what do you think is going to happen to this watercraft here? I mean, according to BioReconstruct, the footage that he's shared, you know, they've already taken down the smokestack up top right there, which I suppose is what you have to do in order to transport to this area. But I don't really see a future for this thing. I got to be honest with you.
Here's my quick theory for what I think is going to happen to the Liberty Belle. All of the creatives who can't stand America's history are going to be flown in from Burbank, and they're going to have a ceremony in which they blow this thing up in front of them so that they can all laugh and have their fun, poking fun at what the rest of us believe, what the 99% of us believe is the greatness of the United States. This tiny little loud group will relish the destruction of this. That's what it's interesting. I might be being a little hyperbolic, but certainly it feels that way.
It does feel like that way. Rivers of America, riverboats at Magic Kingdom, they have a kind of a painful history. There used to be two, actually. One modeled off the Mark Twain very closely, and then obviously the Liberty Belle. The other riverboat, actually, while it was being refurbished, I believe in 1972, it was damaged. I believe it fell kind of from an elevated position by crane, and that damaged the hull to such an extent that it couldn't be repaired, and that was taken out of service, unfortunately. So that's why there's only been one riverboat ever since that time, which is sad and tragic. Now, I remember, look, culture, you know what I'm talking about here. Walt Disney, to try to get a riverboat for Disneyland back in the day. I mean, he cashed out his life insurance policy in order to pay for that because he was so strapped for cash, but he wanted a riverboat so badly for Disneyland, and that's where Lily and Walt actually celebrated their wedding anniversary, actually, right before the gates to Disneyland open on July 17th. I would hope that they are preserving this in some capacity, but I'm just not super confident about that.
Well, I mean, look, Disney's recent history is, splattered with absolute disaster. They don't preserve things. They don't give things the care and the love that they deserve. They don't honor the past at all anymore. In fact, they are trying to, get rid of it, just like every good neo-Marxist would, and it's sad. It's sad that to the extent to which this company has been infected with ideology that separates it so far from its actual history and intention. The riverboat means something. It means something to obviously everybody's ever been a guest in the Magic Kingdom, but it means the world to people, including me. It's the same thing at Disneyland, but the difference between Disneyland and obviously Magic Kingdom is that this particular craft is handpicked by the man himself. The area was designed by the man himself. Everything about this was what Walt wanted it to be. It's what he wanted Disneyland to be, or the representation in Disneyland of it to be. And he had the space to make this part of the park reminiscent of a part of our history that he wanted to continue to honor. The turn of the century that made all the difference, where America's foundational principles had finally been set in bedrock, and the country was expanding. And it wouldn't have been possible without these great craft, these great watercraft and everything else. It's just, you have to consider that boats did everything back then. Between rail and boats, they did everything, especially as far as commerce was concerned. So losing this part of the American experience is disgusting. And it should be embarrassing for the Disney Corporation, but it's not, because Iger at this point I would call an elitist. Beyond being a neo-Marxist for sure, but he's detached from the rest of America, which is not what you need in a leadership position in a company that's supposed to have broad appeal to the American citizenry. And you can think of this park as a world item. And it is thought of that way by the Disney company, but it's American first and foremost. And the reason that people come here is to see this part of America that doesn't exist anywhere else anymore.
Exactly. And I'm surprised that they've forgotten that, because I think, even like the French, for example, at least when it came to the American Southwest, they had a lot of respect for that and an enthusiasm to visit that, which is why it plays such a prominent role at Disneyland Paris over there. I want to go ahead and put this up on the screen real fast. This is from Mizzy Buddy, member for 17 months. Favorite memory of Liberty Belle is during Fantasmic. Now, I believe you're talking about the Mark Twain riverboat over there at Disneyland. Thankfully, that is all good. But to relive that, and really honestly, to experience the possibilities for something like the Liberty Belle, if they wanted to keep it at its original location or incorporate it or whatever. Well, here's the Mark Twain over there at Disneyland during Fantasmic, and it is awesome. It is super, super cool. And, it's a highlight of the show. So it's just, it's unfortunate that we're losing something like this, especially at one of these amazing Disney parks, and most especially at Magic Kingdom. But c'est la vie. And Albertus Magnus comes in here, well, for you, Ron, with $4.99. Ron is right. The Walt Disney Company is run by obsessive, unintelligent lunatics, the dregs of humanity, and this is not hyperbole. I'd love to argue with that, but when you take out something like Rivers of America and you have no plan, really, that you've stipulated for Liberty Belle, I don't know. That's just not right.
For some reason, the initials of a point of sale system also come to mind when I think about the executives at Disney.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point right there. That's good stuff. Dragon Queen with $2. What happened? Sarcasm. It's Ash's fault. Yes, it is always my fault.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.